my name is Attorney Walter Knott with Disability Resolution PA, and I wanted to talk to you about being safe when it comes up to these election years. Obviously, 2022 is going to be a big election year. 2024 is going to be an even bigger election year. And I wanted to talk to you about essentially my theory as to what's going on, because I have gotten a lot of questions from people. Usually they're in the form of private emails, either through the website or directly to my email, as to what I think is going to happen on Social Security relating to this. I do think at some point President Biden is going to push forward an act that includes features found in the Supplemental Security Income Restoration Act and the Social Security 2100 Act. But. I want to talk about specifically my theory on 2024 and something to watch out for, just to be aware of. The more potential theories you have, usually the better prepared you are. I was sitting there the other night, and as you guys know, I have a picture of John Morgan right over there. And I've had that even before I had this house. I had a picture of John Morgan upper right-hand corner. And I've always done that because my feelings of how he is as an attorney is one thing, but my feelings about how he is as an individual who can advertise. And I know he has a huge advertising department, a big New York thing, yada yada. But his ability to advertise is brilliant. It's genius level. The stuff that he comes up with, the stuff that his marketing team comes up with, it's brilliant. So I was thinking about the whole situation. I thought about, well, we know what happened with prior presidential elections, and we can see a continuous repetitive theme going on. And that is, other than there's a new president, there's a lot of money that changes hands. And the money that changes hands goes from donors to politicians to media websites / news anchor based news stations. And I was starting to think about that and what it all means. And I think what we can expect from 2024 is the following. I want to read to you an article real quick. It is from Fox News. CNN boss Jeff Zucker, former king of morning shows, can't fix New Day disaster. This is essentially, looks like July 16th creation. I want to go through what they're saying here, and then I want to present both sides of it. And I just want you to think about this for a moment. Instead of thinking about Republicans and Democrats, I would like you to think about who makes the most money during election season. Just keep that in the back of the mind, okay? All right, ratings for New Day are shockingly low, almost at the point where they are merely collecting viewers who are randomly cruising through a channel lineup, Jeffrey McCall said. Okay, a journalist ripping how the Steele dossier was covered, the White House saying it would work with Facebook to flag misinformation on COVID-19, and Rep. Jim Clyburn getting 4 Pinocchios for his voter ID claim round out today's media headlines. Okay, Matt Lauer era. This is the continuation of the thing. Basically, Jeff Zucker was somebody who, during the Matt Lauer era, was able to make a show really big. And so he kind of took the mantle of CNN in that regard. But then this says, but he's failed to replicate the success with this network's long-suffering morning show, New Day. Zucker masterminded the successful run for Today at NBC, The Today Show. He was less driven at that time to force ideology into every aspect of programming. The ratings for New Day are shockingly low, almost at the point where they are merely collecting viewers who are randomly cruising through a channel lineup, DePaul University professor and media critic Jeffrey McCall told Fox News. So what they're saying there is CNN, look, I don't care where you're on the political spectrum, but how many times do you see opposing anchors coming on that news show? You don't. It's always the same rah, rah, rah. We're going to sue this guy. This guy's going to lose everything. It's not two sides. Not that Fox News is much better, if any better. It's not two sides. It's too one-sided. That's why people are tuning out of it. That's why a lot of people are going to YouTube. Zucker took over CNN in January 2013, and it didn't take long for the former Today honcho to put his own stamp on the cable network's morning lineup. To replace a short-lived morning show hosted by left-wing journalist Soledad O'Brien, Zucker created a New Day with hand-picked anchors Chris Cuomo, or Cuomo. I always knew it as Cuomo, but whatever. Kate, I don't know these people's names because I don't watch them. Kate Boldon and Michaela Pereira. I try, guys. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't watch their shows. I just don't. I actually don't watch Fox News and CNN anymore. I just don't. And it debuted with much fanfare by June of that year. Okay, so he created a new show. He was like, gonna make it great because he had the magic, you know, but turns out he doesn't have the magic. New Day was supposed to merge as CNN's flagship morning program, akin to NBC's highly successful Today, but with edginess that could only happen on cable. Broadcast production trade publications fawned over the elaborate set design, and CNN even enlisted pop music superstar Alicia Keys to perform a promo jingle ahead of its premiere. I like Alicia Keys. She does a good job. But Zucker's attempt to create a popular morning show at CNN has been disastrous. New Day has never averaged 700,000 viewers for a year and is on pace to finish with fewer than 200,000 viewers among the key demographic of adults aged 25 to 54 for the fourth straight year. So, like, we know YouTubers who get more views than that. 8 years and multiple lineup changes later, the show has struggled to remain relevant and has attracted less than 500,000 average viewers for 11 straight weeks. Famo, the individuals are long gone, and longtime co-anchor Allison Camerota was recently replaced by outspoken liberal Brianna Keeler, who now shares the anchor desk with John Berman. I'm trying with the names. I just don't watch these people. Changing anchors frequently is part of the problem, McCall said. Keeler has a rather abrasive and smug style that might work better during a different day part. Anchors are not interchangeable between various day parts. Katie Couric, for example, was well received on Today for years, but never got traction in the evening news chair at CBS. Keeler's time on the show has been a worst-case scenario for CNN. New Day averaged only 433,000 total viewers during the week of July 5-11 for its lowest-rated week of 2021, while time slot competition Fox and Friends delivered 1.1 million viewers. Wow, so it's more than double. New Day was even worse in the... this is the first time I'm reading this. New Day was even worse in the category that keeps the lights on, as it managed only 76,000 viewers among the key demo. Its worst showing in more than 7 years. That's not good. I mean, there's YouTubers that blow that away by far. Fox News, Investigation, Discovery, Hallmark, MSNBC, USA, Nick at Night. Oh, Nick at Night. TNT. Oh, that's another good one. And ESPN. I don't really care. All average more viewers among the key demo than New Day, which managed to tie Nickelodeon in the category that doesn't account for adolescent viewers. Uh-oh. Newsbusters managing editor Curtis Houck feels it can't simply be sheer incompetence, plaguing CNN's morning show amid multiple reboots. Zucker proved he could run a successful morning show when he was the executive producer for Today, at the height of its success during Katie Couric's time as America's sweetheart and Lauer's pre-scandal glory days. I do miss that show. That was a good show. Houck noted Zucker's Today show was wildly successful for the way that it and other morning shows were structured with hard news, interviews, concerts, cooking, and other upbeat segments, but New Day has taken the opposite approach. Yeah, I don't watch these shows anymore because it's all like, it's just all one-sided. It's just so one-sided. The professor, like, you know, you get, all right, on CNN, you get one Harvard professor telling you one thing. On Fox News, you get the other Harvard professor telling you the other. It's just one-sided. And then they just go with it, and they're cool with that. Zucker and his minions have made a conscious decision to operate based on division, hatred, and snark, and doing so from the left. Brianna Kaler's condescending and obnoxious monologues sure weren't going to fix the ratings, no matter how Zucker and resistance types on Twitter felt about them. Houck told Fox News. Houck acknowledged that the Americans consumed news differently in 2021 when they did during Zucker's Today's zenith of the 1990s, but other morning programs such as Fox and Friends and ABC's Good Morning America continue to attract large audiences. So that's important there. You can't just say that the times have changed because these other people have been able to get a lot of people to watch it. Fox and Friends, ABC's Good Morning America, etc. I don't watch those shows, but from the article, they're expressing that those are more, I guess, sharing the other side. But who knows? I don't watch them, but maybe you guys do. Many industry insiders and media observers feel CNN's drift from news to left-wing opinion is too intense for viewers who are simply trying to finish their coffee and get to work on time. Which, yeah, remember, guys, the news is supposed to be the newspaper as you read it before you go do stuff. It's just your quick little, hey, what's going on in the world? Cool, next. That's what it's supposed to be. That you want to see is somewhat neutral in the middle, left side, right side, it comes together, here's the analysis, and then you're off to do your work. When it's all about Trump and hating non-liberals, there's only so many of those kinds of viewers to go around. And the reality is MSNBC's Morning Joe has long been seen as the show for Beltway types. I don't even know what that means. Berman, what is it, Beltway type? Berman, who moved to the anchor chair when Cuomo was promoted, or Cuomo was promoted, but I've heard it both ways, even in the tri-state area, by Zucker to primetime, is beloved by colleagues and a favorite among CNN's loyal viewers. However, Berman shares an anchor desk with Kyler, who has developed a reputation for combative interviews with conservatives and welcoming on-air chats with fellow liberals. You got to be fair. You got to attack everybody. CNN may not have a single personality who can save its morning show. However, if it does, it's not Keeler. Outkick columnist Bobby Burke recently wrote in a piece that's called New Day, a Disaster. From the start, Keeler was a bad fit for a morning show, morning TV, whether news, entertainment, or sports. Must include elements of fun. Even Americans don't want to wake up in a bad mood every day, just some days, Burke wrote. During the month of July, New Day has averaged fewer viewers than programs like MTV's Teen Mom. Oh, that's sad. History, Forged in Fire. Well, Forged in Fire looks like a good show. Food Network's Chopped. I haven't seen it because I eat crap food all the time. Dr. Pimple Popper. That sounds educational. And WeTV's Love After Lockup. I don't know what that is, but I can assume. It is clear Zucker's current approach is not working, McCall said. All right, so here's my theory. We always go by the logical extension that you follow the money. And we know that a lot of money changes hands from donors, rich people and average people, to politicians, and then the politicians pay for all these spots and advertisements and yada yada. And who makes the most money off of it? Well, that would be these news anchoring stations. But here's the thing. People in droves are leaving the news stations because they just don't trust them anymore. And they're going to different places. It could be YouTube. It could be Twitter. It could be, what's the other one I saw the other day? Rumble. Or whatever. There's a lot of new ones coming out. And it's tough to follow it all because they've all got a really specific agenda, which actually can be a good thing because if you want to know what the extremes are to each argument, they're going to give you those right up front. They're not going to wait to dribble it out in the middle. They're giving you, this is the extreme on this and this is the extreme on that. So in that regard, it can be good. So if you're looking for bullet points to summarize, it's what you get right now. My theory is this. Trump was elected. And remember, the guy had to pick which political party he was going to run under. And it was more relevant back then because we usually knew exactly where people were with things. But then he had to kind of figure out which way he wanted to go because he surely wasn't a classic, career man Democrat. He surely wasn't a classic career man Republican. Look at how the Republicans threw him under the bus. We knew the Democrats were going to because he chose the Republican Party, but look at how the Republicans threw him under the bus. Not going into the whether they should have or not, but just look at how quickly they did. So my point to you is this: if CNN is struggling badly, bleeding viewers, then what we are going to see is another heavyweight battle where they're going to be reporting nonstop on Trump, because that's the only way they can get their viewership up in a short period of time to save essentially what's going on with them, which is that they're not making enough money off of the commercials that are being sold to them. That they're promoting and pushing in between, on their commercial breaks. So my point to you is really this. Be aware that whatever you think is going to happen, And the people on the left right now think that President Trump is going to be thrown in jail and sued and lose all his money. The people on the right now think that President Trump is going to, make it back into becoming president, and, this whole thing will be overturned and yada yada. Just be prepared that there is going to be a massive, massive heavyweight battle for the contenders for president of the United States for 2024. With the fireworks of the like that you've never seen before, with the amount of donations made to each side like you've never seen before. And the reason why is that these news stations are really in need of money, and because they're starving for funds, they're going to put on a 4th of July like you've never seen. So just be aware that do whatever you need to do to protect your family, make sure that you're safe. Do whatever you need to do to protect, essentially, your livelihood, how you financially have funds and stuff. Whether it's right now making sure you put things aside in case something bad happens, whatever. But the great Mozart of songs will be played in that year. And we will see occurrences that we've never seen before. And whether they are created with the agenda of a party or they just come out for whatever reason, be prepared. Have basic things if you can afford them, like a generator, food storage that doesn't require the usual stuff to create food. Have that stuff. I'm not selling any of that stuff. I'm not making any references to how you should buy it or whatever, but have that stuff and be safe, because the politics in this country is becoming more and more of a adventure film with violent interactions. And the scary thing about that is that unfortunately a lot of people are getting hurt as a result of it. And I don't want to see that happen. Especially a lot of people that watch this channel are Social Security recipients, retired, disabled, etc. So I don't want to see you guys get put into a position where you're struggling. But just prepare for 2024 as if you were to prepare for like a hurricane. I guess that's all I'm asking you to do. All right. My name is Attorney Walter, if not the third. I will catch you a little bit later. Have an absolutely wonderful day. Remember, I go live from 8 to 10 every Thursday, Eastern Standard Time, 8 to 10 p.m. on YouTube. If you want the most up-to-date information, you can always shoot me an email or give me a call. But if it's not related to the law firm stuff, obtaining the benefits, please don't call the law firm. Call during that live where I donate 2 hours. If it's obtaining benefits, you can call me at the law firm, but otherwise don't, because I'm working. Call me during that live session, because the bottom line is that's why I answer stuff about this stuff. And my final note is this. Political parties, they're almost like religions now. They are pretty much religions now. You're either part of it or you're a heretic. So just be careful with, essentially, just be careful with how you present yourself. And remember that people get so excited about this stuff that they're turning in friends that they've known for years. Neighbors are turning in neighbors. Just be careful. And remember, be safe. Gosh, just be safe. There's so much going on in the world right now. Just be safe. All right. I'll catch you a little bit later. Have a wonderful night, and thank you so much. Bye-bye.